Well, fellow South Africans, things are getting very interesting. Like I said, the destruction of South Africa, that plan is well on its way. Now we have this gentleman right here. I'll tell you who he is.
The issue of xenophobic attacks on Africans, not only Ghanaians, African citizens from many countries in South Africa is something that is really a big source of concern for the Commission. I was in South Africa a month ago. I met President Ramaphosa and I met Minister Lamola. The statement, the official statement is that we condemn that. We do not support that. And they made it even with me in a press conference with the foreign minister. He said if there are illegal migrants in South Africa, they have to be handled through the proper channels of the law of the country. This is the statements. But at the same time, we see that these people who are harassing our African fellow citizens are free to do whatever they want. That's terrible. That's something that sometimes makes us very sad. And sometimes you see people in uniforms just watching what's happening just next to them, and they see. And yesterday I was watching the news. A Mozambican lady was destroying her own, shop, so that she do not, leave it to these people who are coming to, take it over. She was destroying herself, her shop. She has been working there for 20 years. So the human cost of this situation is terrible.
Well, this guy is Ali Yusuf. He is the prefect of Africa. Well, the chairperson of the African Union. We've seen him around here in South Africa, and he's a lot here in South Africa recently. But this gentleman right here, did you hear what he said? And I want to explain why he said what he said. He fails to understand why Cyril Ramaphosa does not do what a typical African president does to their citizens. Whenever the citizens, they try to, voice a concern, one or two. Let's go to Zimbabwe. What's happening in Zimbabwe right now? The president of Zimbabwe decided to usurp the voting power of Zimbabwean people and gave that power to parliament and to himself. He gave himself the prerogative that if the vote in parliament does not go according to the way he likes it, he can appoint 10 senates. 10 senates to bring him as close as possible to the victory he is looking for. So if you think Mnangagwa, he extended his stay as president till 2030, you are sadly mistaken. As long as there's still life in his body, he deserves, at least that's how he sees it, he deserves to be president for life. And in order to be president for life, you get rid of competition, you get rid of uncertainty, because you don't know how the population feel. I mean, your people are scattered all over the world. And as they are scattered all over the world, do you think they speak sweet things about ZANU-PF? No. So how do we solve that problem? Give parliament voting powers taken from the will of the people. That's a typical African country. And Zimbabwe, by the way, considers itself as a democracy. Even one of the officials said, oh, we went everywhere in Zimbabwe. This is what the people of Zimbabwe want. They don't want to stand in long queues and vote anymore. Right. And then young Zimbabweans. I foresaw this coming a long time ago, but my only worry about Zimbabwean men, cowards. The only time you will see a Zimbabwean man demonstrating some kind of bravado is when ekubamba inkunzi or hijacking you. But when he has to use the same energy to Mnangagwa. Oh, instead, they will take the route of condemning those that are saying we are going to march on the 31st of July and state our grievances with the current government, which also includes the usurping of their voting rights. Cowards. The Zimbabwean men, you guys are cowards. Anyways, so the chief of the African Union, he's like, why Ramaphosa is not doing anything? Because in Africa, and I've explained in the previous video, democracy is top-down approach, not like us, where it is bottom-up approach. The people shall govern. That is why in South Africa, and of course on the other African countries, they go to elections. We go to elections to take our power and to borrow it to the political parties that we vote for at elections. Just in November, we are going to the local government elections. We are going to borrow our power to the people that are going to be councillors in our respective communities. We are going to be borrowing. So meaning we are saying that go and represent our power. In representing our power, there are things that we are going to ask of you. And there are things also that we are going to tell you what to do. It's not the counselor that's going to come to the community that voted for him or her to tell them what to do. That's not our democracy. And another thing, South African constitution is declared as the best constitution in the world. And I do believe that that means South African democracy is the true democracy. I mean, look at the mess the constitution is causing South Africa because it's the best. And so if you are going to say South African constitution is the best in the world, so why do you have a problem where the very same constitution gives the South African people the right to protest? And then you want to cry and ask questions like why the government does not control these protests. We see men and women in uniform escorting the protest instead of shooting these people. They don't understand. Why? Because as the people in charge of their respective countries, it is them who control everything. If one person says we are going to march, what do you think happens to that individual? Oh, let's go back to Zimbabwe. What do you think is happening to Big? That's Africa for you. So that is why this gentleman, as the chief of the African Union, he cannot fathom that Ramaphosa is only making condemnation, but he's not taking the barrel of the gun and blowing everybody that is at the protests. Because that's how it's done in Africa. And I would have thought, as a person that is in charge, is that the right word? I wouldn't say in charge. Maybe let's say custodian of 54 African countries, you would have taken time to understand individual psychology of each country. That also includes their political methodologies, ideologies, and dispensations. That's what I would have done. I would have wanted, because I don't want to be caught with my pants down when I'm sitting with the media and I'm saying nonsense like this, chairperson. This is shocking. I'm shook, because that means South Africa has no fair chance. As long as this man is a chairperson in the African Union, you already know that Ghana has petitioned or is trying its level best to table South Africa as an item of agenda in the next African Union summit to try and beat us and even punish us for daring to exercise our sovereignty. Yeah. And how do you think he's going to rule? Do you think when South Africa tables the pull and push debate as to why Africans are coming to South Africa in droves, what could be the problem back home? Do you think this chairperson will want to hear that? Because his own people are here in South Africa, most of whom are illegally here. Somalia. So this is where we find ourselves. We find ourselves in a very diabolical situation on the African continent. But one thing I know for sure about us South Africans, we don't care. Do whatever it is that you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's going to blow up on your face. You know why? Because South Africa is God's country. You don't want to mess with that. Because we bother nobody. We fight for the voiceless. We even risk our own sovereignty for other people. Something that you don't have the guts in doing. Instead, you take money from the very people that we are rescuing other people, and then you come and attack South Africa. Now the picture is clear how transatlantic slave trade happened. Oh, it was driven by these countries that are being paid brown envelope to destroy South Africa. But we scream African unity, Pan-Africanism. We see you. We see right through you. And you're not going to succeed. You are exposing yourself to other nations in the world. You'll keep saying, the world is watching. The world is watching. The world is watching. But the world is not stupid as they are watching.
South Africans, Ireland actually understands you more than you probably ever realise. And I don't just mean the rugby. Although Ireland and South Africa have one of the strongest connections with international sports in the whole world. But there's something deeper I've noticed. South Africans have this mix of toughness, humour, adaptability and a confidence that the Irish people recognise very quickly. And I think it's the reason South Africans settle better internationally than people expect. Especially in countries like Ireland, the UK, Australia, you already know how to handle different personalities, different systems, different environments. That translates globally. And the funny thing is, a lot of South Africans don't even realise how they are respected internationally until they leave home. South Africans watching this, what country are you in today? Comment in the comment section and follow my page. I want to tell you more of what I realise about you.
They know South Africa. They know our soul. They know our hearts. And that is why they love us. Because we bother nobody. South Africa bothers nobody. But here's what we do when other people are being bothered. We go straight to the bully and say, stop it. Anyways, I thought, fellow South Africans, we need to know what we're dealing with. We are on our own. And we've seen that we are on our own when Donald Trump was attacking us. What African country stood with us? Yeah. A superpower was attacking South Africa. And our so-called brothers and sisters, as Ramaphosa would say, our sister countries. Even the ones that you thought will stand for South Africa didn't. So we are on our own. We are on our own. It looks like we've been on our own. It's just that people were just grinning on our faces, pretending to love us. So many chances came out to show that how Africans hate South Africa. The game with Mexico, clear indication. And it was done with ease. With ease. And then they turn around and they demand to be South Africans.
I'm a citizen of this country. No, I'm a citizen of this country. I'm a citizen. This is South Africa. And I'm a South African.
You are not South African.
I am. I'm a South African. How many presidents have I voted here? How many presidents? Yes.
So we are going to the African Union to explain ourselves. I hope we never do that. I hope we are going to challenge every African state that sits in that African Union and ask very serious questions about Boko Haram, about bandits in Nigeria, about Libya, about Tunisia. You see, the real things that we should be focusing our attention and energy to, it's that. But no, by fire, by force, we want South Africa. We don't have camps where we are holding people and treating them like animals. They are there in our communities, killing our children, kidnapping our girls, selling them poisonous food. And we are the bad guys, according to this quack of a chairperson of the African Union. Anyways, fellow South Africans, I don't want to make this video too long. I just thought, look what we are up against. But for us, we don't care what they say or do to us. We don't, Africa needs to understand that. We don't care what you do to us.
They talk about us like we're special needs kids, bro. Like we're a special needs country. Do you know who we are, bro?
Brother, you'll find out.
We believe whatever human orchestration that you are going to impose on us, it's going to be defeated because South Africa is God's country. Try fight that. Anyways, please enjoy your Friday. I don't know what's going on in the Madlang Commission of Inquiry. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. But anyways, let's see each other later. Goodbye.